It's an illegal addiction, and we now know vaping is not only happening on school grounds, but inside classrooms while teachers are conducting lessons.
Occasionally, socially, I do vape. I think I started vaping maybe a year ago, and it was with friends.
No, not anymore. I need to have spinal surgery, and vaping actually destroys your bones.
I think I started first vaping about a year ago, mainly because my friend was like, "Hey, have you heard of these?" And I was like, "Nah."
I think it's so appealing because it's posted around a lot. It's kind of seen as like a cool thing.
I think it's popular because it is that repetitive thing, and it doesn't have that smell of cigarettes, and no one can know, and so you can be underage and scandalous.
I think it's a comfort. Like, it's almost like a dummy. That's my theory anyway, and like it's just very widely accepted.
I think that vaping is a lot more popular because of social media.
We say social trend, which then extends into social pressure. So you'd watch people your age doing it, and then your friends would start doing it, and they wouldn't necessarily pressure you into it, but then you feel like you're not cool enough. So I think it's just like the whole thing tied in together.
When you're at school, you do what your peers are doing. If your whole class is smoking, you do want to smoke, whether it's a cigarette or an e-cigarette, even if you don't particularly want to.
Probably just the trend. I mean, it blew up on TikTok is where most people, I think, kind of discovered it because Americans had them.
Everyone's kind of vaping. It doesn't really matter what age. And I feel like it's a lot easier to acquire a vape than go into the shops and buying a cigarette.
It doesn't have an age restriction on it because they're already illegal. For older people, it's just that cigarettes cost so much in tax alone that vaping, because it's under the table, you can buy bulk for less money and have it last you a lot longer.
I think that cigarettes have gone out of fashion.
I remember the first time I started smoking was with a girlfriend, same age as me, and we just thought it'd be a bit of fun, a bit of trouble. I continued to smoke because it was cool and because I just wanted the idea of smoking. To be honest, it was revolting and made me cough probably, I don't know, for at least the first 5 or 10 packets. It's not a pleasant thing. It was yuck. I had to go in for surgery, quite big surgery when I was 28. And so by that time I had been smoking for, 15 years or something like that. And after many hours of being on the operating table and then afterwards laying flat in a bed, I just felt like I needed to cough something so badly, like I had something stuck in my chest, and I literally coughed up a tennis ball size of tar. Get kids to give up vaping, stories like that or stories of vaping related illness need to be shown.
I don't think people consider the risk, but I don't necessarily know what vaping does. I know the exact bad things that happen with cigarettes, but I actually don't necessarily know. Do people get cancer?
I don't think anyone considers the risks because I sure as hell didn't.
I don't think anyone considers the risk wholeheartedly because it's it wouldn't happen to me kind of mindset.
I didn't really think about what would happen. A couple of months later, here I am lying in a hospital bed, with tubes and all these tests being done, and I couldn't breathe. I had fluid in my lungs. The doctors went through every diagnosis possible before they figured out that it was actually caused from vaping. Having to admit that I was vaping to my mum and to doctors was frankly embarrassing, because I spent so long hiding it, all for it to come out because it almost killed me.
Last year, 8 retailers were prosecuted and $450,000 worth of e-cigarettes were seized and destroyed. This year, more inspectors are hitting the streets.
People will still vape and find a way to vape.
I could care less, honestly. They were already illegal when I started smoking them in the first place. Nothing's stopping me from getting more vapes. It's pretty accessible.
Weed is illegal, people still get it. Teens are pretty good at finding bad things, so I don't think it will.
again, if they really want to do it, I feel like they'll find a way to do it without anyone kind of knowing.